Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already made this comment earlier that players under 2400 are intermediate. So if you aim higher, aim at becoming a better player. Basically, Gotham Chess is an advanced intermediate player. He is hoping to become a grandmaster for a reason, because then he will be a real player. I would only hope to do the same thing myself, as my rating is even lower and weaker. I'm not as good as Gotham Chess yet. I am a hop, skip, and a jump above beginner. Our goal is that everyone should have an opportunity to become a better player. That is far more important than any individual win for rating points, because honestly, when you are a certain strength, the rating points just come and go. If you have a bad day, your rating returns to your true strength on the very next day. So there's no reason, absolutely no reason for anyone to be fretting over rating points or anyone getting help on any particular move when this is meant purely and entirely for training for actual real life events. Not sure how he's defending it now. I don't think he can defend it now. This is not good. There's even more where that came from. Maybe we could have berserked. Do not berserk. Never, ever, ever berserk.
And of course, the old discovered mate. I would actually like to call this the Reti mate, right? Where he sacked his queen on d8 and played bishop to g5 and bishop to d8 when the king ran to c7, as there were pawns here, rook on this square, knight on that square. So the Richard Reti mate followed by
Start at the beginning. Basically, you're going for an AP class in chess when you study Kasparov or Magnus. And if you've not passed all of your primary school classes, your fundamentals, your absolute basics, which are Lasker, Capablanca, Morphy, Alekhine, then it becomes very difficult to jump into science at a higher level.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, grasshoppers. It is time for us to get some trading in. It looks like it's only Rod and I at the moment. Always welcoming a good game. Check our layout, check our tunes. Hopefully it's not too loud. It is too loud. Let's turn that down just a wee bit. All right, Ron. Knight c3, c5. See what you got. I don't know. I'm the one that's supposed to be playing the avant-garde here, Ron. Don't you think? Ron is sacking pawns, doing all the entertaining chess for me. Dude. All of the entertaining chess. That's my business. That's my business. All of the entertaining chess is supposed to be here, and I know it's best. What's up with that? Interesting here. Can I go with that? We'll find out. I should have developed my pizzas. And very tempted very, very, very tempted to go for it. Why not more? Let's go for it. Who knew that we would have this opportunity? Let's go for it. Let's go for it. It's gotta be creative. Oh, Ron. Ron. That's not quite completely fair, is it now, Ron? Oops. Botez Gambit, who knew? Botez Gambit, who knew? If I knew that was coming. Let's check out Ron's innovational novelty here. What is going on with that one? This was a very cool opening, Ron. B4, A takes B4, E5, and you should play B5, I agree. Bishop takes B4, I was expecting check. Knight to C6 would have been better, but here I should have pushed E4, I thought just now. But castling is always good. Knight E2, D4 is best. D takes E3 is best. Knight E4 is best. Queen F6. Got it. Here I played a very natural move and I paid the price. Where are the weaknesses, folks? You've got to look. Where are the weaknesses, folks? You've got to look. Where are the weaknesses, folks? You've got to look. This is quite entertaining, quite entertaining. If Knight G1 is the best move here, it's entertaining. Knight to C1 and Knight to G1 are the best moves. After C3, I'm probably going for C5. Bishop C5. Just to get all the lines opened. If D4, then I get to play E takes D4, and after E takes D4, we get to go for one more. Don't we? Yeah, this is all decisive. How entertaining was this game, Ron? I was very impressed, sir. Ron survived our first entertaining encounter. I don't know about this Irish music. This is very bizarre, but why not? We'll go for it for a day. Because we have a very bizarre FIDE World Champion. I have a difficult time with these FIDE World Champions. The reason why I hesitated in posting today's tournament is because I didn't know what number he was. I think he was the second FIDE World Chess Champion. This is also what I call the featherweight. And so I wanted to call it the FIDE World Champion, World Chess Champion. So it should be the FWCC, right? Yeah, let's go for the second F. I like it a lot. Let's go for the F. The second F. The FFWC. Oh, this actually means that we could be calling him the famous effing world champion. We have to make him the second. If that'll work. We have to make him the second. Anatoly Karpov was the first. Anatoly Karpov was the first. Ron is still playing, right? So we have time to run over to fix the others. And we can change it in our stream title as well. Let's do that. So we can change it in almost all of our stream titles except for the second FIDE featherweight world champion. Featherweight champion. Second FIDE featherweight champion. This is not the real world champion, mind you. Karpov. Skittish chapter Brynum. Did you really follow to tell me that, sir? That is so lame. Fortunately, it was banned everywhere except for on my channel. So now we have to somehow refresh. We haven't done our other stuff yet either, but we can do that. What happens if I refresh chat here? It does not refresh chat there. That's too bad. C'est la vie. Alright, promote should be banned. What do you think? Meanwhile, we have to change these for the upcoming arenas. Could also be the FIDE F-Up World Champion. We can figure out the exact title later, right? The FIDE F-Up World Champion. Can we make chess as a...
Said, can we make chess as a profession without being a GM?
I forget that someone's going to read it for me. Yes, you absolutely can. You absolutely can. What is your level at the moment? I can easily help with that. I mean, I'm not a grandmaster. I am a chess professional. Nuisance. I'm going to look you up between streams. He's always here, but he never says anything. So what is your level now? Where are you located? Thank you for following. Broken. Wow, if you're 1600 FIDE rated, you're more than qualified. If you have a FIDE rating. But now...
Said, I am 1600 FIDE rated.
Where are you located? Next up. Very important question.
BRRROKN said, hello.
Where are you from, Broken?
BRRROKN said, how much is 1600 FIDE USCF?
1600 is like the, in my opinion, no offense to anyone, the lower end of intermediate.
BRRROKN said, Canada visiting family in France.
Oh, nice.
Said, hello to all chess players.
Now the next question. Oh, this was for Night Endgame.
Currently I am 2100 in Chesscom.
Ah, wait a minute. Who's this? That's a little low for chess.com if you're 1600. Beat it, by the way. If you are 1600 FIDE, that's a little low. We're going to play this endgame. We're going to play this endgame. I actually blundered there. I had to take with the, I had to actually take with, how am I going to tackle this guy? Well, I guess I'm tackling him like that. Never occurred to me that I was going to tackle him any differently. Now, the moment of truth.
Night end game. Said, yeah, my parents forced me to academics and I have to study other things, not chess.
Moment of truth. Gonna leave him with this, then that. Trying to fix his pawns on certain squares that he'll love. Alright, we'll continue with the same vein. He didn't get his knight to h5. Well, who knew this? That much? Do we put that pawn on a weakened square? I don't know. But it's true. We're going to place this carefully. What is he recapturing with? What is it actually doing? He's going to capture back with the knight. I want to keep his knight off of the d4 square. If I play knight to d5, am I going to be able to win this game? That is the question. Let's see what we can get on this note. We're down to 15 seconds. I don't mind. Oops. Darn it. We are in trouble. Basically, very much in trouble. Yeah, that was bad. B4?
Pegasus Sway. Said,
Izdar.
in the past,
Izdar.
I'm not to move the same pieces twice, but today you can play any way you want.
I disagree. I absolutely disagree. Yes, there are exceptions, but I disagree. I actually had a student do this to me, or say this to me, and I really love the fact that people move the same pieces twice in the open. Otherwise, we don't have...
BRROKN. Said, must be hard to grow stream on liches.
Well, it's also hard to grow it on the other platform, but they have a lot of fake viewers. There is a website that you can go to where you can actually see the real viewer count on chess.com. But the good news is, let's just say, and I have been offered these same services by other streamers. Someone came into my Discord, and has many people actually have come into my Discord, including one even earlier, where they claim to promote you, like Najna.com. You can see the struck out message in the replay or in the chat currently. But basically, you need a lot of fake viewers to encourage viewers to come. No, you actually are. By the more you chat, the more interactive and the better chat is, the better the community is, the better the stream grows. Very often in the past, I've had guys, not unlike myself, who just want to chill, watch, and work in the background. So this is a very creative move, according to Stockfish. I just need to see what's going on here. And I blundered with this move because you can move your queen away. And I have no discovered check. I really did blunder. Izzard did not try to get anything on me, and now we have a nice, lovely, equal game. B3 is certainly the move that I should play here. I don't need to stop him from moving the same piece twice in the opening. But getting back to that discussion with Ron, it is absolutely true that you cannot move the same pieces in the opening because all of your forces must be active. There are exceptions to every rule. And of course, because there are exceptions to every rule, I just blundered a pawn with h4. I did not really think about what my opponent's idea was in this position. But basically, a5 is a clear advantage. That was the best move. Bishop c7 is actually what I was expecting. Because on knight a4, he was going to play rook takes d1, rook takes d1, and knight d7 and cross and cover.
Said. So that person switched to Chess.com, and after streaming daily for 3 months, they got partner.
They did not get partner on Twitch after 3 months streaming daily. Now, there are other factors to consider. Chess.com partner is different from Twitch partner. And obviously we all know each other. It doesn't really matter who that is. Rogan, Joe Sloan, for example.
Said.
Yeah.
Now they get 15 when people get premium with their affiliate link, and like you said, more viewer, even fake equals more real viewer.
Exactly. That is true. That is true. But that 15% is because they're a chess.com partner, not because they're a Twitch partner. I agree that what they're doing is in the best interest of most of the chess world. I literally threw away a pawn in this position. Crazy, right? Crazy that I literally threw away a pawn in this position.
AVG 75 view.
Real viewers, right? So while they have thousands on chess.com, they cannot become a twitch.com partner. How amusing is that, right? How amusing is that? They cannot become a twitch.com partner without real viewers. I do want to look to see if Rogan has become a twitch.com partner. Rogan, Joe Sloan, my good buddy. I should say relatively good buddy, is an avid chess.com believer. He went over to the dark side a couple of years before. He also was the one that pointed out to me the difference between the real viewers and the fake embeds, which I found was very amusing. Rook d5, bishop d6, huh? Who am I investing energy in now?
Trying to make you switch lol, but don't invest too much of your energy and time in a company that doesn't care about streamers.
Well, that's an interesting perspective if that's the way you're thinking about it. If you think that you need to be invested in, that is one thing. That is true. If you think that you need to be invested in, chess.com provides the platform that I use. Twitch is not necessarily investing anything in me either. That is why I'm switching to YouTube for the most part. I'm getting a little bit more out of the flexibility of YouTube than I am Twitch. So overall, I have streamers across 3 platforms, Kick, YouTube. In fact, I don't think I have. I don't think I have the Kick channel on the socials link, now that I think about it. That's not good. But we are streaming on Kick, and we are enjoying that one a little bit more.
DRROKN said, well, if you stream daily on a website, that's a big commitment, and when it comes to revenue, chess.com seems to be decent, so kick YouTube chess.com would be a smart combo.
I would love to continue this conversation, and I haven't ruled it out, but I'm not working my way there in any rapid fashion. I'm not even a premium member of chess.com, and I haven't registered my title with them either. I got bumped out of the top 3 by Excelsior, who's not even here. That's pretty incredible. Bumped out of the top 3. At least it doesn't register on his activity chart. He hasn't really played since the 18th of December. But that's all right. We're here to learn. The number one reason for this stream's existence, Broken, is to help people become better at chess, to help people have a platform for increment tournaments. There are no increment tournaments easily awaiting. And maybe, just maybe, if we have time between this or that and the next stream, we can continue this conversation. But I was helping someone before you.
Said, more people, more help.
Where did Knight Endgame go? Knight Endgame was FIDE rated. Just your parents forced me to do academics. Oh man, we didn't. That was a huge one that we missed. By the way, if his parents are forcing him to do academics and he has to study things other than chess, this is not good. That we did not correct his attitude there. I need to look him up very quickly. I cannot let that one go unchecked. I don't think that he's on Discord if he's referring to his parents, by the way. Where's the whisper? Can I whisper to this guy? I don't know.
DRROKN said,
No, you're not overstepping. I love the.
I guess that streamers seem to experience Twitch differently after the switch.
Well, certainly there are several factors that go into the streaming experience. If you can imagine that I've been streaming for myself without having any help other than, let's just say, Ron Hay in the chat, aka Pegasus, and others for the most part. Let's see here. I need to get to the latest messages. There we go. Where did Knight Endgame go? I'm a little bothered by Knight Endgame there. I really do need to look him up, and I don't want him to think that he can skip school and become a chess professional. And if he's 1600 FIDE, yeah, he is young enough. He certainly could look forward to chess as a profession, but look what it did for Daniel Naroditsky. One wrong turn, one wrong clash. Let's also talk about that one, Broken. I would love to continue this. In fact, this is the great subject for a podcast if you're interested. Absolutely a great subject for a podcast if you're interested. I would love to do a podcast on just this. The whole content that you're just bringing up is worthy of a podcast. I will always take the other side, and you can always take the mainline stream. Let's do it. And then, of course, we have to declare whether or not we're influenced.
Said, if we can avoid name dropping and easy accusations, IDV down, yes.
Oh, I apologize. I just realized what you said. Donnie was a friend. He was a very good guy. I did not mean to use his recent experience as any sort of reliable benchmark. Unfortunately, I don't think that you could do it completely without individuals' consent, right? By the way, the Darnia incident was an example for night and game, not you. Night and game, wherever you went, if you're still going to watch this stream, and I hope you do, or you come back to the stream, or maybe you just left for another platform, and I just don't see you readily. Basically, he graduated Stanford University. He could do anything and everything with his life. He was absolutely brilliant, super genius.
Said, he was amazing. Yes, definitely got cyberbullied, but his death is
No.
not totally related to chess.
No, I wouldn't say that entirely. And of course, we don't actually have any proof of that, but certainly his life was made miserable in the chess world because of things that occurred. And I also know how those things occur because I have done it myself. I have accused someone of cheating. I have gotten their account taken away from them. And I, having looked back objectively through a series of streams, decided that I was wrong to accuse him of cheating because I jumped to a conclusion based on limited information from a couple of people. And that person comes into my stream, defends himself, gives me all of his personal information separately. I look him up, and he's not unlike me. I play extremely crazy and credibly and incredibly at the same time. And often I play well above my rating because I used to be much stronger. I used to be much, much stronger, in fact, in the 1990s. So if you can imagine that 30 plus years ago, I was hundreds of points stronger than I am now, which I don't think should be too hard to believe. Yeah, I went back on mine on stream, in fact, and I apologized to him. He came in and I was wrong. And I would never do it again. In fact, when somebody starts this same conversation now, I usually refer them to the moderators, the abuse organizations of the platform, and I let you go to those that can handle this properly and do the proper research and weigh up things objectively, not someone who is hot-headed, possibly anti-Semitic. Everybody knows I'm not referring to myself. And I've recently learned that that term, anti-Semitic, refers to much more than just religious, although it's primarily used for religious meaning. Or basically, if you come from a fascist culture, it's very easy for you to be swayed by things. This is probably going to be the most controversial episode ever. But bro, can definitely connect with me on the socials, please, whether you choose Discord or anything. I will try. Just let me know who or which conversation this comes from. I'm going to put them out there again. I am sponsored to a great extent by a company that does have its own conflicts. And I understand that because they're located in Eastern Europe. Chess Informant is an amazing publication. They have quite a number of opportune of study opportunities for students. And basically, they have American Chess Magazine, which has been embroiled with my good friend, and I'm going to support her cause as well. The only reason why I use the names, by the way, Broken, is not for name dropping objectively. I am using them because they are friends and I support them. And I know pretty much almost everybody except for the new generation of players. Like, I don't know Prague and his sister personally, even though I've talked to them. I'm not going to say that I know them. There's a video on my YouTube, I think, that has something like 5K or 50K views, believe it or not, where I had a brief conversation or a brief moment with Brock and his sister. I think that's probably the most watched short/clip that I've got. But in general, I don't know them very well. There are a lot of the new generation that I don't know very well. I know many of the arbiters. I hope to go back to Reykjavik in March, but I think I am actually being called away for work. So it's awkward. In any event, you're from Canada, Broken, but visiting...
ERROKN said, there seems to be fairly equal amount of fascism on both sides, but any type of hate is a downgrade for humanity. Chess Informant, wow, old school but really respectable publication.
Yes, they sent me they have sent me so much material. I don't necessarily know that they'll send me material in the future, but I continue to support them. I have used them for much of my material and teaching, and it's very reliable. Very reliable traditional material. And already you must be older to know about Chess Informant as well. Which makes you very much a candidate for a podcast on said subject. I need 2 to 3 people that I can rely on if I'm ever going to do the podcast idea again. And so therefore, it should be a mix of people, not just me, who has a bias. I do have a bias. We all come with bias. Uh-oh, in 3 minutes. No! I think it's already started, and I did not get the notification out. Darn it. All right, Aram, I'm going to berserk and give him the opportunity here. Interesting. Once that bishop gets onto that line, well, isn't that interesting? He's offering to trade everything. Absolutely everything, Moneypenny. He's offering to trade absolutely everything. Absolutely. Yes. This has become a full-fledged gambit. And I think that I've just made it, honestly. Wow, he let me off the hook? He did let me off the hook, didn't he? Oh, you got bishop g4? Let's start undermining everything if we can. Can we lock it up? Let's lock it up this way. Am I getting mated? Possibly. Do I have trouble in this position? Absolutely. Oh no. If I survive this one. If I survive this one, ladies and gentlemen, it will be a true feat of absolute embarrassment. Let's see what we can do, though. Well, let's just keep on capturing. I don't necessarily know what we're capturing here. Can I survive this? I don't know. I don't know if I can survive this. I do not deserve to survive this. Oh, well, I almost did it, folks. I almost did it. We almost survived that mess. If I didn't berserk, I think I would have definitely. I often survive.
RROKN said, move 28DX E6 seemed interesting. I don't see no tough opponent.
I'm not even a tough opponent. I wouldn't say that this was a tough opponent. Look at all of our ratings. We're just a shade. I actually have a video where I refer to Levy as an advanced intermediate player or a beginning intermediate player. I'm not sure what I say, but I can break that one down for you later. But basically, when you become a grandmaster, that is the level at which chess becomes a sport. Certainly, when grandmaster titles come into play, chess truly becomes a sport. And chess at any level, when trophies and prizes are involved, it is certainly a sporting competition.
Pegasus Sway said, I thought of one thing, the chat can have the same font as they have on liches. It will be easier to read it on TV. I am cooking right now, but I'll be back.
The chat can't have the same font as they have on Lead Chess.
Said, Levy bought his IM title. Some say they go in Eastern Europe and there is a lot of corruption in many events there.
Woo! You really dug deep there, Broken. I'm not going to say whether you're right or wrong. I'm not going to dispute what you just said either, unfortunately, because I do know exactly what you're talking about. And oh man, Broken, you are knowledgeable. Where have you been all of my life? I need more guys like you in chat. Not afraid to say what they think. Although, now see, there's a good example of, I cannot necessarily say what you just said. No matter how much basis in truth there is or is not, because I'm very good friends with Levy. I shouldn't say very, but I'm good friends with Levy. He and I know each other. We've known each other since he was probably, I can't say single digits. I haven't known him as long as I've known Hikaru, but I've known him since he was very young. I've known him since before he knew me. Even though he knew me, he did not recognize that he knew me because I was just another adult at that time in his life, I'm positive. But I had many students, national champions of his era.
BRRROKN.
No, I don't
Said,
want you to hold
next
back.
time tell me that part first before I say what I think and all.
No, I don't want to do that. I actually think that somebody needs to say it. It's good that you have an open mind. Someone needs to say it. Or not say it, depending on whether or not. I mean, Karyakin bought his title. Everyone knows that Karyakin bought his title, even though I've had my personal run-ins with Karyakin and Nepo. I've had 2 run-ins with, and I'm trying to think if it was Rajabov or if it was, I have to look back. I'm getting my Rajabovs crossed with my, oh God, now I can't even think of the other Grandmaster. Message all members. Yeah, we're way over due for an announcement. And I want to get the Ironman weekend thingamajiggy out there too. I want that in there. Control C. Let's make this all caps. Just to let everybody know that we are here streaming. And now that I'm back, we can start again. No, dude. Or miss. I apologize. I don't know if you can call everyone dude or bro, but all right, this time I actually have to switch to very serious chess if I'm going to be playing in Reykjavik, by the way. If I'm going to be playing in Reykjavik, I have to switch to serious chess. My opponent did not have the courage to continue with his full-on plowing of. So now, this is interesting. So he's been getting rid of his light squared bishop.
BRRROKN. Said.
I played in 2024. I played in 2024, but well, that was where I was going, by the way. I don't know if my opponent knew that, but what does my opponent want? I was expecting G3 from my opponent. This one, however, was even more inviting. I have to admit, never occurred to me that my opponent would be so inviting. I don't even know what to say. First things first, let's put his bishop offsides. And then we will continue this conversation in a little bit more real time, depending on what he does next. So how can he guard everything here? I don't know. Let's grab a couple of pawns. We're going to play very entertaining chess if we can. And now for something completely different. It's true. We need more people like you. Knight takes e3 check. Let's just say that there is a lot of fun to be had in this position. That is true. There's a lot of fun to be had in this position. But our opponent started with 1a4, and Ron will tell me that we don't need we have to keep going, even though he has a free pawn in this position. I welcome him to take the free pawn in this position. Maybe it's not such a free pawn in this position. Wow. You went that way. You went that way instead.
DRRROKN said, you probably know AK Nemsko too, same controversy with her.
Less so. I disagree with the Nemsko controversy because I do know how students gain 500 to 600 or more rating points equally. Let's just guard everything here. Now, I do know what you're referring to. However, I don't think that is the same thing at all, because I do know the tournaments in Eastern Europe, and I know how they work.
DRRROKN says, interesting take. So you think she just legit grind her way up? I don't know much about her, simply remember her name from the article.
That was a very enjoyable game. Yeah, no, I definitely know what you're talking about, but I've had students, if you look at the rating trajectory, and I'm not sure if you can, but you can look at the rating trajectory of my top student. We were gaining almost 700 points a year early on. And I know that if you are taking lessons religiously throughout the week, and this is another good thing to discuss on a podcast, Let's just talk about the 1% method. Everyone is improving if they're applying themselves at a 1% ratio. What that 1% ratio accounts for is entirely up to you. Okay, 1%. Let's just start with 1%. Everyone who wishes to become better at something will improve at a rate of about 1% per. Now, this is the time frame that's up to you, right? And with Mark and I, when Mark was a student, we were meeting 3 times a week. He was playing tournaments 3 times a month, and he was constantly gaining rating points hand over fist every week because as a youth, and this is applicable to all young players, not just Mark, it applies to Nensko. It could have applied to Kostya Kosovitsky because he has a lot of learning difficulties as well. There are IMs out there, and I can actually, we could have this discussion on the differences between IMs and GMs and how people look at positions. I teach you to look at a position like a grandmaster, not like those IMs, not like Levy. I teach you to look at the position like a grandmaster, not like Levy, not like Kostya. Those guys, this is where the awkwardness comes in, because I am not a grandmaster. I don't play one on TV or on Twitch. If you want one that plays one on TV, then you have to go to Grandmaster Canty. He plays a grandmaster on Twitch. Let's fight for these squares if we can. Fight for these squares if we can.
RROKN said, believe it or not, I know Arnold, excellent trader.
Because he also wants to do the podcast. Out of your way, sir. Yes, when I was working with Mark, it was to teach him in a capacity that he would become a grandmaster. Now I'm about to get hornswoggled here. Honestly. I can't let him trap my bishop on b5. And that's what he's going to do if I'm not careful. Let's play it this way. That is very cool. That is extremely, extremely, and very cool that you know Mark. That's awesome to hear. How can I get my pieces out? This is the next question in line here. Let's just reinforce what we've got. Moment of truth. There's a lot of stuff going on here. Put in the hanging of my pawn. And now we've got what? I want a piece on that square. I don't want a pawn on that square. If he plays knight takes d4. Can I survive this? That is the question. What? You're doing that to me? I'm trying to do that to you. I'm trying to do this to you. You can't do that to me.
BRRROKN said, I have some system admin stuff to do now. We'll go back to this podcast you are referring to in a moment. Happy I found your channel. You seem to be beyond the look at me attitude as a streamer. Love it.
Well, we are very lucky to be in such a stream. To be truthful and honest. I don't know. I'm in big trouble here. I am about to lose massively. massively I'm about to lose. Where do I go from here? Can't think too much on this. He's got a lot of stuff going on. Let's just pretend as though we can play this way. I wanted to play that. I'm still not developed. I'm getting toasted, folks. I'm getting toasted. I am dead lost, everybody. Mate and 2, 3, yes. Good morning, Paul 184. Here's the second person that I can actually ask and call upon. Basically, dude, we have another problem, another issue. What do I call these FIDE world champions? I call them featherweight champions. FIDE's featherweight champions. This could also be the FIDE FUP world championship title. I avoided using the famous FIDE world champion Khalifman Blitz Arena, but he was the second, I believe, after Karpov. Karpov was the first replacement. We could call them the replacements. Is the music too loud? I'm really enjoying the music at this level, though. I hope it's not too loud. I'm crossing my fingers that it's not too loud. The famous AFLOP World Championship. Ram Bloody Genius is exactly where his rating is supposed to be, or he hasn't been in the stream before. Oh, right. Hold on. Let me at least open my, let me make sure I open my notepad where I'm keeping them. And I've got the Wikipedia pages. So I had a problem with Robert Steinmeier. I had a difficult time with Robert Steinmeier because he doesn't have any references aside from 365chessgames.com and a few also mentions, right? So if you have a source or a Wikipedia page linked, I should actually... you can just tell me they have a Wikipedia page. Asa Hoffman? No way, I do not have him. He is a good friend. Oh my God. Asa Hoffman has shown me so many games, but does he have a Wikipedia page? That's maybe why. But I do believe he has a Wikipedia page. I do think he has a Wikipedia page. Yes, I got it. Maybe the first time I did it. Tony Padron, Chess Sharks. All right. Second, I am adding the Wikipedia page reference to your thing. And then Friedrich Kohlberg, how are you, man? Good morning.
Said, hello.
This is amazing, Paul. I've got the birthday committee here. I apologize. Now I'm going to have to actually get on the trail. Maybe I'll do it this holiday weekend. Maybe I'll do it this holiday weekend. Maybe I'll do it. Looks like a free pond. A free pond.
Friedrichsburg said, good on you.
Where are you going, sir? This is craziness, everybody. Absolute craziness. Absolute craziness. Absolute craziness. Absolute craziness. Absolute craziness. Ah, sweet, sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. I am losing so poorly, so badly, everybody. So very, very badly. So very badly. So very badly.
One, two, three, four.
BRRROKN said, "Alright, I am back. Are we leading the tournament?"
We're going to make this very educational. We're here for educational streaming. Educational streaming. Educational streaming. Exactly. So broken.
BRRROKN said, T-squares.
Yeah. I chose that end game. I didn't take him. We could have demonstrated the king and rook pawn drawn end game, but I wanted to choose that one. After being dead lost for the entire game, I don't think I was down a queen, but I was definitely dead lost in some other respect, right? The sun is about to come up, and that is when I have to draw the blinds. I'm going to become very, very white. Okay, so we have Tony Padron, October 24th. Hold on, I have to make sure that I didn't... Oh, no. Where was the round 3 loss? Yes, we are going for the really terrible Grunfeld. Now we're in a Caracan, and we have just about all we could ever wanted. We have just what we wanted. Wow. I don't even know what to say here. It's all over. Do we want to play e5? It seems like we should. Do we want to play e5? I think maybe we should. What in the world are you doing, buddy? What in the world are you doing here? Just going to change my mind about our friendship here. Bishop to g5. Now we'll connect our rooks. We'll trust this one later. I was looking at queen a5. I was looking at queen a5. It looks like the d4 pawn is... Wow, I love this music. This has to be copyright infringible. Yeah? We gotta be losing here on the copyright infringement front, right? Gotta be. There's no way we can be in copyright. On this note, right? Okay. I guess that's gonna stop him from... What in the world, sir? My God. My queen is not hanging. My queen is not hanging. We're just going to play chess, folks. We're just going to play chess. That's all we're going to do. We're just going to play chess here, folks. Just going to play some chess here, folks. And now for something completely different. Now for something completely different. So this is a check, but what does it all mean? Do I play d4? Queen to b3 check? Nah, let's just go for it. Let's just try our best to reinforce what we have here too. Things are... Wow, we've got some tunes here, folks, it seems. This is where we are going, it seems. Rook takes d5 is annoying, yes. What is that all about? He's looking for a square for his knight? Let's do it this way. Go ahead and take my pawn, it seems. I've been waiting. I've been waiting for... That was an interesting choice of moves. I'll admit it. This is always going to be our saving grace. This is all the wild things are. This world things are. This is where the wild things are. I did have knight to b3, it seems. He did have knight to b3, it seems. Yeah, I couldn't move fast enough. Very entertaining game, though. A very entertaining game. Nicely done, everyone. I'm going to do a series on converting extra material. The series, Paul 184, is based on Sam Shanklin's method of stabilizing the position. When you're up in material, do not try to win. You just don't try to win right away. Congratulations to Ram Bloody Genius. Namaste. Did I lose to Ram Bloody Genius? I think I drew with Ram Bloody Genius. And he got 2 points for it. Very good. So the rule is that when you're up in material, you have to first work out a plan to stabilize the position and prevent any counterplay. Stabilize the position and restrict any and all counterplay for that material, because obviously your opponent may or may not have sacked the exchange. He may have blundered the exchange and found accidental compensation. But you have to actually consolidate your position and prevent any counterplay. Your number one reason for basically playing the game is to exhibit the discipline of a strong player. Yes. A win will take care of itself. Or actually, better yet, who's the basketball coach? The result will take care of itself. Someone can Google that book title. The result will take care of itself. I'm drawing a blank. All I can think of... Oh, he's a famous basketball coach, too. Trust the process. The result will take care of itself. But you have to just trust the process. Everybody's up material, trust me. John Wooden. That's all I could think of was the W. Good call. John Wooden's book. The result will take care of itself. Excellent book. Can't recommend it highly enough. Let's get our notification out a little bit earlier than last time. Capablanca. I would actually call it the Capablanca type thing. Karpov, yes. Karpov mentality. Karpov was an amalgam of Trojan, as in eliminating counterplay. Things like that. But you are in Canada, Broken, and you're visiting family in France. You have a relatively similar background to Mark then, because he has family in France and as well. I was just watching Nemsko's IRL stream from Paris, and I was reminded of meeting Mark's parents in Trocadero area of the diner in the Trocadero area of Paris, not far from the Eiffel Tower. We get a beautiful view of the Eiffel Tower, and she was in that area. I don't usually always say stuff in streams, though, so I'm not necessarily the best possible chatter, especially when I don't need to say things, because there's a huge, lively chat audience, and you're just brushed away with the stream like a salmon swimming upstream. Ironman weekend. Let people know there's bullet, rapid, put it at the end of the title because the title is more important. Maybe we'll put the stream title. I am going to promote this one. If I can find it. I have too many screens. Too many screens. Kramnik would be very suspicious of me. I have too many screens. Which one do we do? Here it seems. Copy link address. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's promote the kick.com. Just because people know Twitch and the things that go with it. So I finally got a wired headphone extender. What a lifesaver this is. Previously, I was restricted to this particular movement. Now I'm actually able to move again. I should use this opportunity to get coffee before the next arena begins. But thank you for that, John Wooden. So yes, consolidate the position. Absolutely. This music is too good to be true. There's no way this is... I'm probably getting clobbered on YouTube after this, right? I have to hope that my Slipstream account is protecting me here.
BRRROKN said, you can also split audio so that the word have no music.
I've been hit and miss on successfully doing that. I've been hit and miss on success of that, but it's true that they are on different channels. So when I ask YouTube to remove the copyrighted material, they're able to do so. Kravnik is very quiet these days. Indeed he is. Can't be as bad as my loss in round 3 yesterday. Yeah, but we'll talk about this more, Paul. I don't want Paul to fall through the cracks. Friedrich, by the way, is from South Africa. He is a dedicated rapid player in the stream, and I'm very happy to have him here. He is. I will fix the YouTube title later. I'll be back. Let's just put up the coffee.
The secret to chess is not moving, by the way. That is one of the little known secrets. Not moving, more thinking. See everything about your possible destination before you move. Always look back and see what you could have done better, what you were planning on doing, and what succeeded, what worked, and what didn't. Always look back at your games, review, and learn. Studying the game in its entirety is the way to go. You have to develop all parts of your game equally in order to increase in strength, because opponents are going to be weak in various areas of the game, and if you can win 2 out of 3 of the areas of the game, then like on American Idol or any of those voting survivor shows, you will move on to the next phase. If they're attacking your rooks, threaten a queen. If they're attacking your queen, threaten checkmate and pawn. And in all cases, you can counterattack with check as an in-between move. Counterattack, the #1 tool, recommended by grandmasters.
It's really all about your diet. You know, you are what you study. And if you study great players, you play great chess. Playing blitz with Hikaru Nakamura, or regularly playing blitz with someone who literally shows you glaringly what you're doing wrong like that. There is no substitute for the old-fashioned, you know, just getting slapped across the face when you make the mistake. Just no substitute.
The problem is that right now, I believe that Ron is the better player, and nothing's going to change that. The only person that can change that is right here. If you honestly put anyone on a pedestal, then you're already going to have an experience. You're going to have some difficult experiences against opponents. If you put anyone on a pedestal, then you might as well just hang it up, because you're not going to be able to beat them. You have to take the bull by the horns, find their faults. They are human like anyone else. And that's all you have to do, is raise yourself up. A certain comfort zone toward playing correctly, grabbing space, an equal amount of space, having equal chances to win, not letting yourself fall behind in any manner, way, shape, or form by gambiting a pawn unsoundly, like in the Stafford Gambit, but simply playing good chess. So many people out there who are studying openings instead of learning how to win the game. In other words, if you are studying the London or any opening variation, how much will that really reward you toward winning a game versus learning specific strategic methods, maneuvers, plays, or honing your endgame skills toward pocketing further points and thereby gaining rating points. I cannot recommend Chess Informant publications highly enough. Despite the nature of the modern era with computing and ChessBase, you can actually receive a digital copy along with your subscription to Chess Informant and receive the benefit of all worlds. And of course, if you invest in other Chess Informant products, such as the 1000 Best of the Best, you'll be able to pick apart the annotations of the 1960s and improve your chess in that manner.
I couldn't just play what I wanted to play in a position. I had to play what the position dictated. In other words, if a plan was organic to the position, it succeeded. But if I try to force my will, let's just say like the 4-move checkmate, then it cannot possibly succeed
after the death of Tigran the Trojan. And on that particular Sunday, a young man walked into my establishment and told me that the world champion was dead. It was a Sunday morning. The Sunday morning Herald had the article in it, which he showed me, and I was so shocked. And I asked him, how are you so interested in chess? And he said that his father was the champion of the Berkeley, UC, California chess club. And that morning, I began playing him for 25 sets a game. If he won, he would get the whole roll of quarters, which would be $10. And after about 3 games, I decided I had had enough, and this could not last. And I said, why don't I just teach you how to play these? At the end of the week, he came back and he said, either my father is not telling the truth, or Berkeley had a really terrible chess. Aim higher. Set your standards higher. Be better. I mean, you're aiming at a level of player that is more or less intermediate. I already did this comment, or I already made this comment earlier, that players under 2400 are intermediate. So if you aim higher, aim at becoming a better player. Basically, Gotham Chess is an advanced intermediate player. He is hoping to become a grandmaster for a reason, because then he will be a real player. I would only hope to do the same thing myself, as my rating is even lower and weaker. I'm not as good as Gotham Chess yet. I am a hop, skip, and a jump above beginner. Our goal is that everyone should have an opportunity to become a better player. That is far more important than any individual win for rating points, because honestly, when you are a certain strength, the rating points just come and go. If you have...
All right, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, grasshoppers. The sun is coming up. I don't know if we're going to make it through this last rapid arena without drawing the blinds, but it's pretty dark outside. What do we have here? And we're back. We're back officially. So getting back to the conversation that we were having about something that doesn't reward me. I'm trying to remember what that was. Whether we were talking about Lee Chess versus Chess.com. Is Chess.com really rewarding me? Or is it just giving me another opportunity for streaming income? At their benefit, too. They're getting 85%. I'm getting 15%. Twitch, with the sub, I get 50%, and they get 50%. And on Kick, I get 85%, and they get 15%. So if we think about this for a moment, we will notice that it is interesting. And with YouTube, I don't get any income. Wow, 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 wow. Go ahead, make my day. Interesting. Interesting. We have finished the opening, but he seems to be going for it. We have gone. Mm-hmm. Do I want to play? We don't want to play for the ending. Moving things, same piece twice, series. And now, let's get him to declare his intentions. We're giving him a free pawn. Oh no, my pawn! My pawn! Wow. This is craziness, folks. Absolute, utter, bitter craziness. Absolute, utter, bitter craziness. Absolute, utter, bitter, absolute, utter, bitter craziness. Wish I could get my pieces to those squares, but I can't. Utter, bitter craziness. Utter, bitter craziness. Utter, bitter craziness. So where are you going in reality? I am curious as to where you are going in reality, where you're going. Finally, we reach our ultimate destination. We're going to rip, just in case we get to rip, 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 rip. Well, that was interesting. There, no, out of way. So did he get away with a free pawn? He got away with it. Got away with it. A free pawn. The magic that was, I should have carefully worked it out. Carefully worked it out. All I had to do was work it out. But I didn't think it through. Well, we'll have to do. I chose the wrong rook, didn't I? I did choose the wrong rook. I chose the wrong rook, it seems. I chose the wrong rook, it seems. But we seem to have made it through, causing eternal damnation, it's true. I chose the wrong rook, it's true. Wrong rook, it's true. Wrong rook, it's true. Very, very expensive.
Lights, camera, and action, this is a movie. I turn the baddest chick into a groupie, watch me do me. I don't sweat, I don't press, I just let it be known. Ain't no one fresh, I'm a dog when the pressure is on. You see me, the party is on, the bottles is popping. Nightlife is exciting, don't let the cops in. These smooth alligator shoes move like some oxen. I stomp like a beast, turn up on some boxing. Diamond chain off the chain, boy, I'm nice with it. Stones turn off the night when the lights hit it. So if you dressing good, baby, and the timing is right, you and your girl can come with me and have the time of your life. We burn it up. Oh, you ain't hearing the flow? Well, turn it up.
Oh no, dude.
Now get 'em up. Her body like a model for sure. I got a bottle full of liquor and she ready to roll. I got a bottle full of liquor and she ready to go. She said she never seen nobody like me stunning before. So turn it up. She want me to turn it up. Yeah, yeah. I'm on a body in a mission just to get more bang. And when I step up in this club, it's like my shit don't stink. Believe me, pull your
Here, there.
it's easy.
Yonder. Yonder. And it worked out well. And it worked out well.
We stunting, coming from something to nothing, it's the plan. She left the loser guy with a winner, she know I'm the man. So turn up, and the VIP, Cubans a car, we burn up. Go to sleep, wake up and do it again.
So do I want to do it this way? This way? That way? Yeah. This way? That way? That way? Yeah.
I got a bottle full of liquor and she ready to go. She said she never seen nobody like me stunning before. So turn it up. She want me to turn it up. Yeah, yeah. Bust it open for your boy, I'm the man for sure. I get you dancing in the clubs like your body is so explosive. I'm the one, you should go get it. If you need for show with it, you can come and go get it. It's real. The party is on, the bottles is popping. Lights, camera, and action. You know we ain't stopping. Believe me.
We got to our desired setup.
Oh, you ain't hearing the flow? Well, turn it up. What you think we up in here for? Now get 'em up. Her body like a model for sure. I got a bottle full of liquor and she ready to roll. We burn it up. Oh, you ain't hearing the flow? Well, turn it
I think he's realized what's going on. Who would have known?
got a bottle full of liquor and she ready to go. She said she never seen nobody like me stunning before. So turn it up.
Namaste, sir. Namaste. A sidechain docking as the filter on the TTS source. You are a genius, sir. I'm going to put you on the payroll. Broken, thank you. There was hardly any stopping, short of giving up a rook. Rook to d6, and I was probably even going to let him queen. And I would just let him queen here. That was quite lovely. So rook e2 was a question mark, but it was the only move, right? Wasn't rook e2 the only move? What other move did he have after this? This is the whole setup that I set up. I literally played for this whole thing, if you watch it carefully. So here we go. I need to get my rook to the other side, i.e. the ladder mate, perhaps, right? So we're setting up the ladder mate. So he stops me. Then I get my rook to the square. We're already threatening the first stages of this. So here we go. And now we're threatening the first stages again. And this is also possible now. Did I have it right away? But then he pushes this pawn. So I don't have it right away. So we give him a check. And I set it up on this square, and now he doesn't have any squares. And all I have to do is play rook f6. So what is he threatening? Ah, rook e1. Rook e1. Rook e1. I would probably still play this. It's true. But it's not the same. After he checks me here. It's true. He did have rook e1. That's unfortunate. But we set up the mating net. Note to self. For the moment, I'm going to try to not talk over the TTS. I'm definitely putting that in the to-do list. Thank you so much. I have not been an IT person in 30 years. And I was for a financial company way back when. Charles Schwab ultimately bought my former company out. Finally, I had a student do well yesterday in Lee chess training yesterday, and I had to mention that learning is the winning. Learning is the winning. I don't know that somebody else did not say that. God help me if Vince Lombardi said it. But the results are not the winning when you are practicing and training on Lee chess or on any server. The fact that the servers have no increment emphasizes the winning over the learning. More tournaments with increment allow for learning, allow for just the option of playing chess, even if you lose on time. Not a big deal. There's no way that this is copyright-free music. Slipstream is fooling me with this 5-alarm music. Apertura. 5-alarm music. We'll deal with it later. I am putting your note where I put Paul's birthday series as well, so that I can look over that my to-do list notepad. Yeah, if you're interested, it's going to be a super casual podcast concept, talking about all of this stuff and basically debating the merits of either side of every argument. At the moment, I'm following Carissa Yip, who drew with my one of my all-time favorite players, Ivanchuk, yesterday. Met a student last year, Nico Chasen, drew with, 2 years ago, Nico Chasen drew with Ivanchuk maybe in the 3rd round of the Reykjavik Open when I went. And then I met Maoi Lu, who's also in the same section, so I'm rooting for her. She beat Max Warmerdam. So she beat Max Warmerdam, which was really great. Even Max Warmerdam has taken to, and I believe he's the second for Anish Giri. When you start coaching and training someone else, this puts your personal career aside. If you really want to teach and train others, then you should concentrate on that and forget playing yourself. Honestly. My words to the other gentleman, if he wants to be a chess professional, there was a young man that came in a little while ago. If he wants to be a chess professional, he is going to have to make a decision as to whether or not he wants to be a playing chess professional, which I don't think is possible, or if he wants to be a
BRRROKN said,
chess
coaching
professional.
chess and competitive play hard to combine. Indeed, I hope they don't sacrifice their studies to chess.
Right? What did we do? We were talking, Broken and I were talking, and we did not take into account the fact that he actually said something that deserved a little bit of attention there, it seemed. We've got D4 locked down, and I'm not worried here, it seems. We've got D4 locked down. He's not getting it in any time soon. Viking has also reached out, and I'm not worried here. What did you do that for? Dudovich giving away material right away because the bishop is absolutely better than... Let's see if we can expand on the queen side. Just to get our pieces out here. Just to get our pieces out here. Somehow I knew that was coming. When he played his bishop back, I somehow knew that it was coming. It was coming. It's true. It was coming. It was coming. It was coming. It's true. Consolidation station. You may not guard it, just in case. You may not guard it.
How can I fall for you again? 'Cause this tissue box is proof that I was foolish. I bet you've done this before. I'll let you do it again. And I can't let it slide this time. So I hope you can swim. Ooh, ooh, baby, you're breaking my heart. I'm gonna cry you a river. Deep enough to drown in these tears. Ooh, baby, you're breaking my heart. Making me cry you a river. Deep enough to drown in these tears. Pictures of you on my walls, because it always hurts to see you smile at me, baby. Shaking in space when I used to be a universe. Summer rain, cloud nine tears till I felt the earth. Say it's all your fault, you only had to stay with me. Ooh, ooh, baby, you're breaking my heart. I'm gonna cry you a river. Deep enough to drown in these tears. Ooh, baby, you're breaking my heart. Making me cry you a river. Deep enough to drown in these tears. How can you say that
No!
you don't love me? How can you act like you don't feel the same Those words sound like death to my ears.
Trying to get a pod made in for the Rosen Trophy, by the way. Rosen trophies are, you can check your Rosen score over here. We were checking Ron Hayes last. You can check it on any server, chess.com or Lee Chess, and then you can actually see whether or not you have checkmates with a pawn, for example. Viking shows up today. Nakamura mindset, the pawn diamonds, oh no, my queen, sacrificing your queen. It's a lot of fun. Highly recommend using the Rosen Trophy, created by one of my earliest mods who lives in Detroit, or at least he is part of the programming team that helped create that. Mr. Detroit. And I would like to create something similar, Broken. I don't know how much IT experience you have, but I would offer prizes for people who can do some fun things in their games, like the Rosen Trophies. But I would like to do, I could actually do the Rosen Trophy prize fund pool for just my tournaments only. I think that could easily be done. Basically, every time one of our tournaments completes, whoever has played games in that and earned Rosen Trophies within our circle, I believe it could be done. But I don't know what needs to be tricked. I think it just needs something added to the Rosen Trophy thing. So, for example, you could have enter your username and enter your team. So then I could do the totals for each person by entering a team and the name, the username. Or, I don't know. I'm not a programmer anymore. There are a couple ways it could be done. Basically, the criteria has to be met amongst their games. If it's going to search all of their games, it could easily search for tournament criteria as well, so that if both match, and then you could set up the date structure a little better. Check games since last month. The last 30 days. I don't know if that's last month, or last 3 months, or last 6 months, or last 12 months. So basically we can offer annual prizes or 6-month prizes, etc.
Says, interesting ideas as for programming AI can assist you hugely nowadays. You'd be surprised how much you can do with its help. Nikki Deke said, hi,
Nikki the
Jordan,
Cat,
and Happy New
welcome
Year.
back. Happy New Year. Yeah, no, it's true. It is true. I am going to try using AI. I don't necessarily know. I've been trying 3 or 4 different ones, depending on the service that I needed. Like you've got Perplexity, you've got Manus, you've got ChatGPT 5.x, and then you have Gemini, you have Copilot. Copilot seems limited. The Apple and Amazon personal assistants seem to have their own AI as well. And what I like about the Amazon personal assistant is that it carries on the conversation without you having to repeat its name. But that's also what I don't like about it. You actually have to tell it to stop at some point. How are you, Mickey? All right. I haven't seen you in so long. I'm trying to think of what part of the world you're from. I feel like you're from the United States. But whenever I see Mickey,
Nikki Deke said,
Slovenia,
hi, DH, XC Slovenia 9.
thank you for the nudge. I used to have a much better memory. Much better memory. In the early days when I was coaching Mark and he was gaining hands over fist rating points, he's a perfect example of how Nemo and others, depending on the intensity of the training and the properness of the training. So, for example, I do believe that her coach was coaching for results. And that is why her openings are so limited. The same thing for Levy and other IMs. They are coached for results, and because they are coached for results, their openings are very limited. Let's just say that Levy doesn't like or cannot grasp the open Sicilians, and it intimidates him. He's got a nerves issue, as Hikaru Nakamura pointed out. He definitely has a nerves issue. Chess 24 is not going to be streaming yet for Tata Steel when we get. But Paul, have a great day. Namaste. Thank you for being here, bud. I am going to give him some namastes on the way out the door. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate it. So I only got the 2 birthdays today, right? We got Asa Hoffman, who I've known forever. Can't believe that he wasn't in. It's possible that he did not have a Wikipedia page. And primarily when I first started my birthday calendar, it was designed on players where I already had absolute information. Absolute information on. So if they had a Wikipedia page, then I was good. I don't think I found a Wikipedia page for Carl Berger.
BRROKN said, I think best course of action would for you to secure a website domain masterchess.com and track the progress and performance of members of your community on witches or your students. You can also make it share best games from them. Dr. Disrespect said, Hey,
Hey, Dr. Disrespect.
Everywhere I go, the hustle sticks with me. Everybody trying to make $1. We hustle all around the clock, ain't no favorite hour. Everybody moving, everybody shaking. Ain't a lot of time to talk, cause we money making.
Carl Berger chess.
Plus people you know. Same thing, every single city we go. Dollar cab, up the block, dollar pizza, too high.
Yes, indeed.
To the best of Tupac. 3 cars.
That is a great idea. Yeah, we've had a number of those options to a certain extent.
Dr.
I try to keep the students versus the community.
Halo.
My elo is low. L-O-W. Low, 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 like the Reeboks with the straps. That is my elo. Low, low. Elo, low, low. My elo is like, how much money do you earn, Dr. Disrespect? Not enough, not enough, not enough.
BRRROKN said, it is simple enough to be done under a week with AI help, probably a couple days. Even yeah, sure, you can ignore students for privacy reasons, but keep Twitch, YouTube at one place, giving them a unique place to get info is nice. Dr. Disrespect
Yeah,
said, May only 100 elo.
there's no such thing as 100 elo, says Master Chifu. Just like there's no such thing as level 0. There's no such thing. I actually met Dr. Arpad Elo in Milwaukee in the late 1980s. And we did have a conversation on his rating system, which is based on a 400-point scale. So in other words, yes, you could have a 100 rating to start out if you lose all of your games, because that does happen. But honestly, and interestingly, your rating is just an average of your performance at any given move. It is not, absolutely not, cemented in stone like your name. If I asked you your name and your name was Dr. Disrespect 0, that's fine. But if you say my elo is, it already works against you. It already works against you. I am a serious reader. What gave it away?
Are you a serious reader?
And the 2 bookcases that you see back there are further emulated on this side and on that wall. So yes, I have not actually gauged how many chess books I have in this room, but they are all, for the most part, for the vast majority part, chess books. This is not necessarily what I was looking for. I have to get Raven Stewart's new book, The Bird, The Bird, The Bird. Can you imagine Raven Stewart?
Dr. Disrespect Said. Amazing
Un-
bookshelf setup, loved it.
Unfortunately, there are little knickknacks like, the ibuprofen that ended up on the shelves right next to it. Necessary knickknacks, unfortunately. That is not a pin. Everybody knows the Magritte painting. This is not a pipe. I want to do the same thing, maybe, with this one, perhaps. This is not a pin. Many players lose time with their bishop like that. I'm going to get the raid set up. For somebody fun. I'm going to go with somebody fun for the raid. Unless somebody else pops up. Unless somebody takes control of the raid. Oh, I take it back. Tata Steel will be starting. And we are, by the way, as a team, all of us, I repeat, all of us, as a team, we are on Team Carissa Yip.
Dr. Disrespect.
Namaste.
Like
Thank you
and
so much.
subscribe respectively.
I appreciate that so much. And please ask for more in the commentary if you'd like. Especially book reviews. I'm actually going through this book right now, Golubev's Understanding the Sicilian. The one thing that I absolutely love about Golubev's book at the moment is the fact that all of his games, this is a book of basically Golubev's book, his career in the Sicilian defense. He has a similar one on the King's Indian. And he explains all of the theory across the board. It's quite amazing. All right, this is interesting. So he talks about the theory, and a lot of these games are not in the chess database, which is pretty incredible, right? If you can imagine for just a moment that a lot of these games are not in the database. Unbelievable, right? Maybe bishop to d3 was the right way to go, and go, and go, and go. But we wouldn't have had this move. So Golubev's Understanding the Sicilian covers almost every Sicilian and all of its experiences in it. And I love complete games. Well, only if you like the Sicilian defense. I actually don't like books like this.
Said. Interesting book. I read it too.
What I would recommend for you, by the way, not Understanding the Sicilian, I don't know what your ELO level is Capablanca's Best Games Move by Move. This author, Cyrus Lakdawala, has a 3-part series by Quality Chess called Winning Chess Strategies. He's got Exploiting Weaknesses, Exploiting Space, and Exploiting the Bishop Pair. For you, if you really claim that your ELO is where it is, I don't blame you. I would recommend the same author, because Cyrus Lakdawala is a great author. It's very funny and amusing. I would recommend Capablanca Move by Move, because you need to see how the game is played. And we should actually mention that too. You have to see how the game is played. How the game is played. Bishop c5 could be a good move here. Taking advantage of pins, but I've got c3. No, I'm not the singing chess coach, but it might look like that. Like that. Like that. And I made it. I could be.
Dr. Disrespect said, okay, thank you.
Yeah, I would recommend Top of Blocker move by move. Play through the games of a good player like this one. This is a time-honored recipe for becoming really good at chess that many of the young international masters and masters are forgetting. I don't have a choice here but to defend. Defend. I think I'm still mated, by the way. I have not yet changed. Oh, I haven't. I'm not mated anymore, thanks to knight b6. Woo. Not mated by force anymore. By force anymore. Things could change. Now it's just going to be ugly. Am I still lost? I could still be lost, yes?
Dr. Disrespect said, what's your favorite niche for books?
My favorite niche? My favorite niche? That's a very good question. What is my favorite niche for books? As far as reading-wise, historical. Both in the chess perspective and in the overall sense of the world part. So, for example, my favorite podcast is not a chess podcast. I have to do this, by the way. I don't have a choice, but I do have to move. Oh. Can I escape? I don't know if I can, but I have to run for it. Queen h2 check, king f2. Just in case, but this was all created by knight d2. I think that I was mated by force when the knight was on d7. But I'm not entirely positive. Maybe I could have gotten out the same way. Maybe. Just maybe I could have gotten out the same way.
Dr. Disrespect said, I think you re from Europe, am I right?
Originally? Yes. Originally? Yes. I feel like I have to run. Run, 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 run. We'll see if I need to run. Run, run. That's a very good try. But I don't have to take. I can try to checkmate your queen. I tried to checkmate your queen. It was a good try if I took the rook. Probably not.
Dr. Disrespect said,
Wow, you're a national master. Awesome.
Yes, but my rating is still lower than when I was at my peak when I achieved that title. I likened it a long time ago, although I'm a national master by title, to a college graduate losing their brain cells after and well after they've achieved their diploma or their degree. This explains a lot of the state of American politics today. I had to clip that one. Thank you for that, for the clip, by the way. That was really, really good. I love the chat. I love the interaction. I appreciate it so much. Cheers and ciao, everyone. We're going to go to one of my favorite streamers who inspired me a long time ago. Fiona, by the way, was one of my early inspirations. AK and Emsco may have gotten me thinking because I don't like the sound of my voice, and I'm certain that she doesn't like the sound of hers or her laugh. As everyone knows, she has a very serious laugh. But Grandmaster Mikhail Marin and
"Beautiful work," said,
many other streamers
"You're still
inspired me.
strong."
Thank you, Friedrich. Yes, I'm still strong. I'm old but strong. Anyway, please enjoy Tata Steel. And we are rooting for Carissa Yip. And send, if you are in the Netherlands, please send Fiona my love. Her, Alex Estania, and David Howell were early inspirations for my streaming. Fisher or Mikhail? Fisher, of course.
Dr.
Tall,
Disrespect
unfortunately, was like a
said,
shooting star across the chess horizon. Cheers and ciao, everyone. Have a great day. Please enjoy Tata Steel. Thank you so much.